Here is your Golfer's Almanac for June 17th. Today is the birthday of Ray Mangrum, born in 1910 in Texas, I believe Trenton, Texas. He is the older brother of the better-known Lloyd Mangrum. Ray started as a club pro in the Dallas area and then moved with his brother Lloyd to Los Angeles in the 30s. Ray was instrumental in supporting and mentoring Ted Rhodes, the pioneering African-American golfer. Ray won 5 times on the PGA Tour, and his best finish in a major was a tie for 4th at the 1935 U.S. Open at Oakmont. On the PGA Tour, there have been 12 sets of brothers who have won, and the Mangrum brothers won more than any other brothers with a total of 41 wins between them. That tops even the 4 Ternesia brothers who all won on the PGA Tour. I should also mention the Smith brothers, Willie, Alex, and McDonald. They played before the PGA or any competitive circuit had been established, but they did win a lot of exhibitions. Judy Kimball was born on this day in 1938 in Sioux City, Iowa. She graduated from the University of Kansas in 1960, though there was no formal Jayhawks women's golf program at the time, though Marilyn Smith won the 1949 Women's Intercollegiate Golf Championship while she was at Kansas. Kimball turned pro in 1961 and won 3 times on the LPGA Tour, including the LPGA Championship in 1962 at Stardust Country Club in Las Vegas. She was 4 strokes better than Shirley Spork. Happy birthday, Judy. On this day in 1901, at the U.S. Open at Myopia Hunt Club, northeast of Boston, Willie Anderson won the first of his 4 U.S. Open titles in a playoff with Alex Smith. Smith had a chance to win on the 72nd hole, but missed his putt. They tied with a total of 331. Oh, this was the only time in U.S. Open history that no golfer broke 80 in any round. They played 2 rounds on Friday and 2 rounds on Saturday, but the playoff had to wait until Monday, as Sunday was reserved for members' play. Also hard to imagine today. Anyway, Smith missed a 4-foot putt on the 18th that would have extended the match. He would go on to win the U.S. Open in 1906 and 1910. Anderson would go on to win 3 more U.S. Opens, all in a row, starting in 1903. Only Ben Hogan, Jack Nicklaus, and Bobby Jones have won 4 U.S. Opens, but only Anderson won 3 in a row. Finally, in 1922 on this day, both the upper and lower courses were officially opened at Baltusrol in Springfield, New Jersey, some 20 miles outside of New York City. The club has hosted 7 U.S. Opens and 2 PGA Championships, as well as 8 other USGA-sponsored events, including both the men's and women's U.S. Amateur, the Women's Open, and a Junior Amateur Championship. In 2023, the Women's PGA Championship will be held for the first time at Baltusrol, and then the Men's PGA Championship returns in 2029. Happy centennial birthday to Baltusrol. On this day in 1962, at the U.S. Open at Oakmont, Jack Nicklaus beat Arnold Palmer in an 18-hole playoff that was held on a Sunday. This was Nicklaus's first professional win and the first of his 4 U.S. Open titles. Both missed birdie putts on the 72nd hole, Palmer from 12 feet, that set up the 18-hole playoff. Palmer was the hometown favorite from nearby Latrobe, and the large crowd taunted the young Nicklaus. He was 3 better than Palmer at the end of play. Nicklaus had 1 3-putt green for the entire week, while Palmer had 10. Also in 1973, on this day, Johny Miller fired a final round 63 to win the U.S. Open at Oakmont, 1 stroke better than John Schley. Miller had 9 birdies, he hit all 18 greens in regulation, and only used 29 putts. Only 3 golfers in the field managed to break par in the final round. On this day in 1973, Jocelyne Bourassa won the La Canadienne Golf Championship, which is now the Canadienne Women's Open. She beat Sandra Haney and Judy Rankin in a playoff at the Montreal Municipal Golf Club. This was the inaugural tournament, and it was played as a 15-hole event. This was Bourassa's one and only win on the PGA Tour. and she was the only Canadian woman to win her country's Open Championship until Brooke Henderson won in 2018. In 2007 on this day, again at Oakmont, Angel Cabrera won his first major title, the U.S. Open, by a stroke better than Jim Furyk and Tiger Woods. Both Woods and Furyk missed birdie putts on the 18th that would have forced a playoff. This was the first U.S. Open championship won by a golfer from Argentina or South America, and this was the 8th U.S. Open held at Oakmont. In 2018 on this day, at the U.S. Open at Shinnecock Hills, Brooks Koepka beat Tommy Fleetwood by a stroke to become the first back-to-back U.S. Open champion since 1989, almost 30 years. Fleetwood closed with a 63 and missed an 8-foot putt on the 18th that would have given him a record 62 and forced a playoff. Here's a quote today from the golf architect Robert Trent Jones Sr. Golf is a form of attack and counterattack. It offers a golfer a personal challenge of combat. He attacks the course and par. The architect creates fair pitfalls to defend its easy conquest. The architect calls on his ingenuity to create a hole that will reward only achievement. That's it for today in golf history. Play fast, repair all the pitch marks you can find, and keep your golf ball in the short grass. Your Golfer's Almanac is a GolfToons production. It's written, produced, and narrated by me, Michael Duranko. I invite you to check out our original golf illustrations and the humor essays that accompany each of the golf cartoons. Tour Backspin is a weekly golf history newsletter that celebrates the PGA Tour in the 1960s and 70s with tie-ins to today's tour. They offer a bunch of content, contests, and other interesting bits. See the link in the show notes and subscribe.